Monday the 16th of January, and it was time to head down to Bagdogra from Darjeeling to catch the plane back to Guwahati. We went along the Nepalese border, and the Nepalese border runs down that ridge on the hill over there. So this village is half in Nepal and half in India. And there's a market stall in no man's land, and what did I find but Foster's Lager on the border. We drove through some tea country. Lots of tea up and around Darjeeling. We came across a wedding car. And I'll leave you to work out what this means. We went through a place called Mirik, which had this nice lake. And these cormorants all sunning themselves. Back in Guwahati, it was interesting to look on the supermarket shelves and see that a lot of the cream is to whiten your skin. So it's interesting that fair people want dark skin and dark people want fair skin. This is the traditional Assamese hat made from bamboo. Lots of their stuff is made from bamboo in Assam. On the 19th, we headed across the border to Meghalaya. This is Lake Umiam, which is built in the 60s for hydro. I like their signs, and to a large extent the northeast is quite clean and neat, and there's not the pollution that is in other Indian states. The capital was Shillong, about 150,000 people, a hill station, and there's a plateau that sits behind it. Lots of quarrying goes on there, and here we have ladies that actually take bigger rocks and by hand break them down into smaller sizes, and that's what they do, sit and break rocks all day. There are lots of root bridges in Meghalaya in this area. This was quite a beautiful one, and I imagine when the rainy season's on, that's all flowing with water. They take pliable tree roots and wind them into each other and create a bridge. Unfortunately, there's no running water in the household, so people still wash in the rivers. It's an example of a typical hut in the area. This was amazing, that big stone just sitting on that one little stone. We saw lots of wood piles like this, all cut to length, sitting by the side of the road. It's a wonder they don't get pinched. This house is made from old oil tins. They're mustard seed oil tins. And they even fashion them to use for the gutters as well. Doesn't matter where you are, you can still get TV. We visited a village called Molanong, which was voted the cleanest in Asia in 2003. And this is why. The hills fall away to the plains of Bangladesh. So at the bottom of the hills, Bangladesh starts, and that can there is the border. We came across the Umgot River, which is the cleanest river. We went for a boat ride on it, and it was 15 or 20 feet deep, and it was still crystal clear right to the bottom. It was absolutely amazing. The locals having a swim, and it's hard to see that it's so clear, but here's a bit of an idea. You could see big tadpoles on the bottom and the fish swimming around, but still there's no running water in people's houses, so they wash in it. And that chain there that you can see there leaning over, that's the border with Pakistan. So the Pakistanis were selling these pickled cherry-like things, so the commerce was international. The sun set slowly over Bangladesh. The next day we headed out and came across this road crew. The steamroller doing its business. And the mountains are a lot like the Blue Mountains. The escarpments that fall away, and there's lots and lots of waterfalls that happen in the wet season. Very reminiscent of the Blue Mountains. And just like the Blue Mountains, there are limestone caves. But they're not quite up to the standard of what we're used to. Meghalaya is 90 to 95% Christian population. We found this big church in Cherrapunji. We also found this Seventh-day Adventist group from the States who were helping to build a church. Local park, like botanical gardens, all the trees painted white. We saw this feral cat lurking in the middle of nowhere. This monolith is very reminiscent of the Three Sisters, again like the Blue Mountains. There's a typical tourist spot here, lots of little shops selling souvenirs, water, fruit, pineapple chopped up. And it doesn't matter where you went, you could find Coke, but you couldn't always find Diet Coke, and Diet Coke was 3 times the price in Nepal. That evening, some of the locals did a show for us, some John Denver and some Kazi music, although I don't think it was Kazi dancing. Saturday the 20th, and we headed back to Guwahati. We stopped along the way at a viewpoint, and a lot of ladies was getting their photo taken, so we joined in. There's a flying fox across this valley, but neither Preeti or I were keen. There's this random fountain by the side of the road. This is some views of Shillong, and they really like coloured houses up this way. Very bright. We went to the Don Bosco Museum, quite impressive, 7 floors in all. It's run by a Catholic group. Then along the side of the road on our way back, we saw these gourds or some sort of melons. And lots of pineapples, and they're so sweet. So delicious. Any sort of pickles or chutneys you like. And then we were back in Guwahati. See ya.